Are you tired of setting goals at the beginning of the year and not achieving them by the end of the year? I want to change that for you in 2025. I want to help you achieve your business goals and set your business goals for 2025 with a different type of goal setting strategy. So, I'm going to share with you, this is the first time ever, I am sharing my unique framework that I use for myself to set goals and I use with my one-on-one clients. And I've also developed a brand new tool, my Vision to Results Planner, that walks you through this framework. So it is now publicly available. But I want to share with you today that three-step framework so you can go ahead and get started and grab your tool to set yourself up for success in 2025. So, listen, 2024 was hard for a lot of people. There's a lot of things that happened. There's a lot of transformation that people were going through and kind of goals that got set didn't get met, but the lots of things happened to people that were beyond their control. It was just it was kind of a rough year for a lot of people. And I want to share with you that this framework that I use actually allows you to pivot around that and still achieve your goals. So I want to start with step one. Step one is to actually clearly define your goals. You're like, yeah, no, 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 no brainer. Of course, you clearly define your goals. But I actually want you to define what success looks like for you. And I'm going to explain this. So it's not just about setting a goal and then meeting it by the end of the year, right? It's about if you meet that goal, does that define success for you? Does that define I was successful in 2025? Will you feel like you reached the success that you wanted to reach? Will you feel it? Will you think it? Right? What does that actually picture vision look like for you? And it's usually more than just a monetary number. So annual revenue goals are important to set. I set them every year, but they're derived out of what this picture of success looks like for you. So I want to give you kind of an example. So I just finished working with someone to set some goals for herself, and she'll reach probably around 150,000 by the when she does her numbers for the end of 2024. But 2024 was an off year. She did very, very well. Life and business threw some curveballs, as they did for a lot of people. And so it caused her to kind of reassess what the priorities were, go through a little bit of a transformation. So she had a great year, but when it came to setting goals for 2025, it needed to look a little bit different. And it wasn't just meeting certain KPIs, it wasn't just meeting an annual revenue goal. This was a life and a business shift. How the hell do you set goals for that? Right? You start by getting very, very clear. So in her example, one of her goals is because what she pictures her life, aka her definition of success, is she's going to reduce the amount of days that she works per week by one. So she's going to go 5 to 4. It's a goal by the end of the year. She's also going to go to taking the entire summer off with her children. So we have until May to reach that goal so that she has the entire summer off with her children. So we need to restructure the business, we need to restructure how things happen and get ready to meet that goal. That's because part of her picture of success is redefining when she works, how she works, so she's much more present with her family, so she's present with her children. And these are new, not new priorities, but they are priorities that are a non-negotiable for her in life anymore. This is part of her picture of success. So this is what helped define what these goals are for 2025. And so based on that, when she started looking at all of that, she set an income goal of 250,000. She had a lot of people telling her, well, I mean, you made 150,000, go for 300,000, go for 400,000, go for 5. Like, why not go for a bigger goal? And you know what? You can. And there's nothing wrong with it. But for her, with the other changes that she was making to define what she wanted her life and her business to look like, 250 felt like that stretch goal for her. And so that annual revenue goal was built around what everything else needed to look like. What I can tell you is if you start setting goals based on what other people tell you you should set them, what you think you should be setting, you're not going to be fully behind it. If it is not from your heart, if it is not what you want things to look like, you're going to have a harder time reaching them. They're not going to be from your soul, they're not going to be from your heart, and it's going to be a little bit harder to reach those goals. So the first step is to really define what that success looks like for you. And that's what the Vision to Results Planner helps you do. It helps walk you through that and make you think what that is for you. Step two is once you have those goals is to break them down into actionable steps and milestones that you can track. Okay? So you have your clear goals. We're going to break them down in quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Not a new concept. It's part of my framework, but it is proven that breaking the bigger goals down into smaller steps leads you to create habits that make reaching that goal a whole lot easier. Like all of a sudden, these daily tasks and these weekly goals and these weekly habits and these monthly goals, they kind of become ingrained as part of what you need to do. And so it just becomes a non-negotiable. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm meeting my goals because you're focused on the small actionable things rather than the big goal. So I'll give you an example. My human design, and I think this is true for most people, but it is clearly defined in my design. I have an undefined head and an undefined root. It's pressure centers in human design. Other tools that you use probably define it differently. But what it means is when I'm setting goals and I have these big goals that I want to reach, I can start to feel a little overwhelmed by the goal, and it's hard for me to set goals like that because they feel overwhelming. But I have to define what my success is. I have to set these big goals based on what that definition is. And then I break them down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. I build out habits, I build out non-negotiables, I build out the whole plan so that I focus on that rather than the overall goal, and I don't get overwhelmed. Most people don't get overwhelmed when you have to concentrate on this rather than this. So the key is to break it down into small actionable steps. And the Vision to Results Planner does exactly that. Gives you all the templates you need, gives you all the instruction that you need. And because it's digital, you can print off as many copies as you want, right? Third step. This is the key. Set your goals, break them down, and track them. Whatever they are, business goals, life goals, track them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever it is, track them and track them clearly. And then the key is to learn to adjust. So I see so many people, they get to the track part, and then a few months in or halfway through the year, they're like, oh my God, I'm tracking and I'm nowhere near and I don't know what I'm doing and they give up. Or they feel like they're doing something wrong. Or they kind of give up at that point. They don't learn how to adjust and analyze. And part of what I do in this planner is share how you adjust and you analyze on a regular basis. Goals are okay if you have to adjust them. Just because they aren't the same as when you first started the year does not mean you failed. And I want to teach you exactly how to adjust those goals in real time so that you still achieve your definition of success. And the Vision to Results Planner is your tool to start getting you there. So I encourage you, grab your copy below. The link is in the description. Get started on your 2025 business goals. I want you to achieve those business goals. And when you're working on it, if you feel stuck, if you feel like this is a goal, but I've gone for this goal before, I'm not sure how I need to get here, I'm not sure how to set these goals, schedule your complimentary Vision to Action strategy session. It is one-on-one with me. It is 45 minutes. I will help you identify the top 2 to 3 roadblocks, the 2 to 3 things that you need to focus on that will help get you where you want to go and exactly what you need to do to go ahead and get them. So let's go ahead and start out 2025 with a bang. Let's start it out clear, get the help and the support you need, get the planner, schedule your free Vision to Action strategy session with me. I've opened up a lot more time on my calendar in the month of January and February to accommodate you guys. Get on my calendar. They are still limited slots though. So if you want to start out 2025 with a bang and you don't want to figure it all out yourself, hop on my calendar. I look forward to talking to you.